All right, class. First off, as always, good day. I'm glad you're here. So, today's lesson is going to be about insurance. Okay. And we're going to look at the different variations of insurance. Okay. Now, here is your warm up picture. Okay. The question is basically asking you, what do you notice about the guys representing hospitals, health insurers, and drug companies? So, look at what these all, well, four of those guys, look where they're at. But look at what those three guys, who represents those three things, drug companies, health insurers, and hospitals, look how they are compared to Uncle Sam. And also look at the chart in front of them. That's going to help you out too to answer this. So look how they are. Look at the chart in front of them. Um, look what they're saying at the bottom, you know. So you have everything you need to answer this. Okay. So pause the video, write your response because we're moving on in three, two, one. All right. Now, there are four major insurances that you do need. Now, here's the thing, two of them actually, they kind of depends on where you live. Okay. So the four are car insurance, life insurance, renter's insurance, and home insurance. Okay. Now, car insurance is the only one insurance that is required of you to have in every state. Okay. Now, I have had some students in the past and even today tell me, well, isn't like health insurance? Don't you need that? Here's the thing, like in California, yes, you do need health insurance. It's a state law. But there are some states in this country that say you don't need health insurance. Okay. But every single state have said you need car insurance if you're driving. Okay. Doesn't matter what state you're driving through. You know, let's say you're driving and you get an accident in Colorado. They'll pull you. The cops will pull you over and tell, hey, okay, let me see your license. Your registration, your ID, your insurance, and they'll check your ID. Like, okay, you're a California driver. Let's see if this is legit. Okay, see if you have any warrants, things like that. But the thing is, they're really going to look at is your car insurance. What do you have? Do you have car insurance? Okay. Now, each state is different on the minimal amount required in your insurance. Okay. So let's say if you're in Colorado and again they tell you, oh well, you need this. Well, you could be like, well, yeah, but I don't live here. I live in California, where the minimum is this. You know, they can't enforce that on you because you're not a resident of that state. You're driving through, sure, and you don't have that insurance. Well, that's now on you to pony up. You know, but the thing is, they can't enforce you to buy it because you're not a resident there. Okay. Now, most states require, even California, that you get liability coverage in your car insurance. Liability coverage is basically any type of property damage, injuries that another person caused by an accident in which you're at fault. You tried to gun that yellow light and it ended up turning red, and you still ran it, and you ran into a car, you T-boned a car, um, you swerved and you hit, a tree, lamppost, whatever, you know, uh, whatever damage you caused because of the accident that you did, liability would cover that. Okay. Now, I've had students in the past basically tell me like, "Hey, Martina, I'm going to get a car. What type of insurance should I get?" I always say get full coverage. Okay, that's another option. Okay, I would definitely suggest you get that because full coverage usually means all the main parts of your car is insured, including bodily injury, property damage, uninsured motorist. Uh, it's called the PIP, which is a personal injury protection, comprehensive, collision. It's like in the whole package. Okay. Now, are you going to have to pay more for this stuff? Absolutely. But it's good to have because just in case, because even uninsured motorists, because some people driving dirty, and if they uh you get in an accident with them, and of course they don't have insurance, then you're gonna have to pay for it. Could you take them to court? Absolutely, but chances are, if they're uninsured, do you think they have money? Some people do, some people don't, and the odds are they probably don't. Now, the PIP, the personal injury protection, this covers medical expenses caused by a car accident. And the thing is, it doesn't matter if it's your fault or not, you will be covered. So if you have to get in the taking an ambulance, your forearm is busted, you know, that's where that would kick in. Okay. So like let's say the other person's insurance covers up, let's say 80% of it, then yours would take care of the other 20%. You know. Collision pays for the cost of repairs to your car if you're hit by another car. And again, this can be used even if it's your fault or not. Okay, like I said, another insured person who hits the other person who hit you, um, if their insurance covers 60% of it, your insurance will then cover the last 40%. Okay. Now, this term you might hear quite a bit, not just for car insurance, but also health insurance and other types of insurances, and that's deductible. A deductible is how much you pay out of pocket when you make your claim. Now, some people, it varies what their deductible is. Some people only have to pay $20. Some people have to pay $500. It depends on you and depends on um your personal finances. Really, how much are you willing to pay? How much can you pay? Now, just remember this though: high deductibles means you get lower premiums. Lower deductibles mean you have to pay a higher premium. Okay. So it just varies on what you pick and your personal finance at that time when you buy insurance. Okay. Now, I've had some students in the past like, ah, man, I'll never get in an accident. I'll never do this, man. I'm the best driver there is. Here's the thing, guys. There's no ands if or buts about it. There is no, honestly, no other way to get around this. It doesn't matter if you are the best driver there is. You could be the best NASCAR driver there is. Okay. Thing is, other people could run into you. You could just have your car parked out on the street and someone could hit it. You know, you'd be at a red light and all of a sudden somebody's not paying attention and boom, hits you, you know, out of nowhere. It happens. So it doesn't matter if you're a good driver or not. You need insurance. But let's just say, hey, you decide I'm not going to have insurance. I'm going to ride dirty because I'm the best driver in the world. Well, here's the thing: if you get in an accident, whether it's your fault or not, um, you're going to have to pay basically everything out of your own pocket. When I mean everything, I'm talking everything: medical expenses, repair to your car, fines for not having insurance. Because remember, if it's, let's say it's the other person's fault that caused the accident, the cops are still going to ask you for your insurance. And if you're like, well, they ran into me, okay, fine and dandy. But thing is, you need car insurance. It's the law. Where's your car insurance? You will get fined for that. So you're going to have to pay that out of pocket too. Any type of damage done to property, you're going to have to pay for it. You know? So, yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more that just piles up. And again, all because you decide, oh, I'm the best driver. I'm not going to get in an accident. Huh? Now, for life insurance, this is basically a contract between an insurance policyholder and an insurer or assessor. Um, when the insurer promises to pay a designated beneficiary a sum of money upon the death of an insured person. So basically, they're kind of gambling on your life in a sense. So you really think about it. So the thing is, if insurance people are gonna, kind of like put money down on you, they want to know about you. And some of these questions can be a little personal. And again, um, if you decide, well, I'm not going to tell them that, it just looks bad against you. And then that your premiums, your payment per month is just going to be really high because you're deciding, oh, I'm not going to tell them that. Then, hey, they're going to assume the worst. And then this is going to be high. Okay. So the first thing they want to know is your medical history. What medical conditions do you have? Do you have asthma? Are you like partially blind in one eye? Can you not hear? They're looking at all that stuff. Surgery. What kind of surgery have you had? Have you, you know, torn your arm, leg up? Things like that. What kind of medications are you taking? Are you on schizophrenics? Are you on antidepressants? They want to know all that stuff. Do you take migraines? Medication. You know, the next thing they're going to look at then too is your family medical history. Do you guys have, is there a thing of diabetes in your family, cancer, things like that? They're going to want to know that stuff. They're going to look at your blood pressure, you know, and be like, hey, this is really high and or really low. Now, here's the thing. Um, like I said to the students in class today, I'm a big guy, right? And when last year, when I was going through my treatment for cancer, um, the first time they took my blood pressure in Stanford, they found out it was like 140 over like 98, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, do you take medication for your high blood pressure?" I'm like, "I don't have high blood pressure," and they're like, "Well, the numbers are pretty high." I tell them, "Don't worry, it's gonna go down. Trust me." After like 2 weeks, my blood pressure went down to like 124 over like 82, which is like almost spot perfect. And they're just like, "Wow, what kind of blood pressure medicine are you taking?" This and that. I'm like, "I'm not. I told you guys I don't have high blood pressure. It's just that for 2 weeks, I've been here. I haven't been at work. My work causes a lot of stress. So my blood pressure dropped quite a bit." So, yeah. So they were like, "Well, just because somebody looks big, you know, looks unhealthy, doesn't mean that they are unhealthy. They could be fit as a horse. They could probably be healthier than you. Just because someone's thin doesn't mean that means they're healthy." Okay. The other thing they would do, check your heart, check your height, check your weight, the blood, urine sample. The student today asked, well, why would they use a urine sample? Guys, there's a lot of tests they can run on your urine and your number two coming out. They can test for a lot of things on those two things because that's the stuff your body's rejecting, taken out of you. You know, so they can run some tests and they can see, hey, this person's this person has this, may have like kidney problems, la la la. There's a lot of stuff they can do. Okay. Another thing too, what they look at is stuff like, do you take any type of narcotics, drugs, stuff like that? Um, do you have any driving record? How's your driving record? Have you been caught speeding, reckless driving? How's your lifestyle? You know, do you take risks? Are you a couch potato? Do you, mess around with all kinds of people? All this stuff they look at because they want to see how much time would you have left, more or less. So somebody who's really risky, doing bad things, chances are going to might get themselves killed within the next 5 years. Their payment per month is going to be really high. Whereas a person who's more cautious, more healthy, um, is more active, their payment per month is going to be really low because they figure, hey, this person's going to live for a long time. So we can collect that money every month for a long time because they're going to be alive for a long time. Now, if you're like me and you rent an apartment, You can also get this thing called renter's insurance. Okay, renter's insurance covers theft, water damage, certain natural disasters, and bodily injuries. Okay, now a student was asking me today in class, like, what do you mean bodily injuries? That's basically like if you mount a TV on the wall and a bunch of your friends are together, right? And the TV just comes off the wall, smacks them on the head. Um, their injury, your insurance will take care of that injury, pay the medical bills and some of that for that friend, you know, because hey, you're the one who installed it, you're the one who put it in, and it just so happened to fall and hurt somebody. Here's the thing about renters insurance: 60% of renters admit that hey, I don't have renters insurance, you know, so they're kind of gambling, they're risking it, but hey, everyone's to each their own. Um, Now the thing is, like I said, it protects you if someone gets injured at your place because of things that, just out of the blue. You know, you install a fan and all of a sudden the fan comes down and crashes on someone's head. You know, you put something in your place that could fall over and knock fall on somebody and hurt them. Then yeah, that would cover that. Also for pets, especially large animals, even small animals, when they're bored, they tend to dig. Well, in an apartment, they can't dig, so they might tear up the uh, the carpet, might tear up the walls, some of that. This would help pay for that damage. Okay, and when it comes to theft, everything I found, I researched about it, basically says as long as you have a proof of purchase, then you're covered. Meaning you have to prove that you bought it. You just can't say, "Oh, well, somebody stole my TV." Well, how do they know that that TV wasn't a gift to you, or that you got it at a yard sale for like $3? They don't know. But if you have the receipt saying you went to the store, you bought it, you know, then hey, yeah, you bought it. You have proof. So, like I've said to students for so many years now, keep your receipts, keep them in a filing cabinet, some of that of all the stuff you buy. Even if you buy something on Amazon, you know, keep the receipts, put them in a folder, right? Because you never know when you might need it. Now, if you're fortunate enough to have your own home and some of that, then home insurance is a must. You have to have home insurance. It's like the next thing. Pay your mortgage, you pay your home insurance. Okay, because typically home insurance covers things like destruction and damage of the home inside and outside. Okay, the loss of theft, of possessions, personal liability. So again, somebody hurts themselves at your place, you're covered. Um, and then there's three levels of coverage. Number one thing is cash value, meaning the insurance will say like, okay, this thing that you was stolen. Um, you have proof that you bought it. Um, well, it was worth $3,000. Here's $3,000. You know, they might tell you, hey, getting a replacement. You know, for it. You know, we found a TV just like that, just like the one you had. You know, here's the money to basically buy one. You know, and then there's an extended replacement cost value. Okay. So they're like, okay, well, there's another one. We'll take care of it. We'll do that for you. Okay. Now here's the thing. Um, Not everything is included with this. So stuff like jewelry, artwork, collectibles, identification, theft, um, earthquake, floods, all those things are not part of the home insurance. And the reason why is because each one of those things has to be insured individually. So let's say you have a necklace worth $5 million. You would have to have insurance on that thing by itself. Okay. You could not just say, well, someone stole my $5 million necklace. um, home insurance pay for that. No, you need to take care of that. That's why smart celebrities, when they have their bling, rings, watches, necklaces, whatever, they have insurance on those things. So just in case somebody does steal it, someone snatches off their chest and some of that, hey, they don't have to worry about trying to get it back because it's already insured. You know, same thing with artwork. People who buy the original Picasso paintings or Diego Rivera or whatever, those pieces of art are insured individually. Same thing with like earthquake and flood. Okay. In the coastal area here in the west coast of California, those homes, those people need to have earthquake insurance. Because why? Hey, earthquakes happen there all the time. So if an earthquake hits and all their stuff is rattling around and breaks, if they don't have earthquake insurance, they can't say, or their house starts cracking, they can't say, well, home insurance, take care of that. No, because that was caused by an earthquake and you don't have earthquake insurance. Now, a student asked me in class, could you just buy whatever insurance you want? Yeah, yeah, you actually can. Like, there's actually an insurance here in California where you can get tornado insurance. How often do tornadoes hit the valley? Not very often, right? But could you have tornado insurance? Sure. Those insurance people will cover you. You know, and the thing is, the price of it will be pretty low because, again, it doesn't really happen. They know it really doesn't happen. Chances of it happening and hitting your particular home is pretty small. So to them, they see that like, hey, you're giving us money. So we're cool with that, just and we'll even lower the price for you, you know, because hey, the odds of it happening pretty small. So, but again, if you're living on the coastal area, the odds of a earthquake hitting where you live is pretty high. So that's why those payments are pretty high too. Okay. So with that being said, guys, that's basically it for the insurances. So hopefully you learned something new. Hopefully you enjoyed this. And again, when you do get your own car, get your own place, um, that you do take time and realize like what's best for me and what's best for my budget, because again, who doesn't want to get fully covered in everything? But sometimes you got to realize like, hey, only making this much money, I can sacrifice one or two of these things, you know. Okay. So, you guys, you take care, you be safe, and I'll see you guys later. Okay.